This is Rap the News. We are all too familiar on this channel with the balance system for those who listen to this channel. And we know that God states how his judgment works. His judgment works like this: as you have done, it shall be done unto you. So if you were unforgiven, you will not be forgiven. If you show no mercy to anybody, God will show you no mercy, right? If you judge, that's how you will be judged. If you sow, you will reap what you sow. If you live by the sword, you will die by the sword. You take into captivity, you will be taken into captivity. You benefited off of captivity. People will benefit off your captivity, and that's how we understand things. We learn things by similitudes, right? So Leviticus 19:17 says, you must not harbor hatred against your brother in your heart. Everybody's not your brother. Christ said it best: my brother and my mother are those who submit their wills to the Most High God. So it's the same with me. My brothers are those who submit their wills to the Most High God. I don't deal with nobody else. The moment you say you take a path and your path is unrighteous, you're not my brother no more. I will accept you as a brother for as long as you pray into the Most High God alone. You are not adding Jesus or Buddha or anybody else with God. You're just serving him directly. And, for as long as you stay on that path, even if we don't agree with a lot of things, you're still my brother. God states further in this, not Leviticus 19:17, to directly rebuke your neighbor. We have to talk to each other straightforward. We have to say what our intentions is. A lot of times people get into big quarrels, and then a day later or a month later or a week later or hours later, after everything is said and done, it's all busted. He said, well, all I meant to do is do this, and all I wanted to say is this. And people say, well, why didn't you just say that? You have to make your intentions straight. You have to make your speech straight. You have to directly rebuke your neighbor. If it is about his yard being dirty and his house being smelly and it's stinking up the whole neighborhood, you can't go across the street to your neighbor and say, well, we got a problem with your trash overflowing, when you know it's the whole damn house and the trash. You got to tell them exactly that. If your neighbor is sinning and you know your neighbor is sinning, this is how God say, you are your brother's keeper. Go rebuke your neighbor so that you will not incur guilt on account of him. So directly rebuke, directly talk to people, right? Say exactly what your problem is. Luke 17:3, watch yourselves. If your brother sins, rebuke him. It's the same thing as Leviticus is saying. And if he repents, forgive him. We don't hold grudges in the religion because we understand the balance system, folks. What is that? If you grudge against somebody, people are going to grudge against you. If you are harboring hatred inside of your heart, the person you love the most will be harboring hatred inside their heart, so that you can understand that. God wants you to get a good understanding. Understands me? So watch. 1 John 2:9. If anyone claims to be in the light but hates his brother, he is still in the darkness. Why? Because God is not teaching hate to people. God is teaching respect and love to people. That's what the balance system is for. I mean, if the balance system worked completely fast, the moment you do something happen back to you, everybody will get it. But since the wicked is not called immediately to their sins, they are reserved, says the Bible, to the day of judgment, then basically they don't get it. Some people like me, I get it quickly. Soon as I do something, I turn the corner and somebody pop me in the face. They ain't did that, but I'm saying that life pops me in the face. I get it left and right. I know I'm getting paid back. So if you claim to be in the light but you hate your brother, you're still in darkness, right? Because find in the book where God said, hate your brother. Proverbs 27:5. Better is open rebuke than secret love. Every last one of them is saying the same thing. And so these are similitudes, likenesses. Even the Bible and the Torah, the truth in them is likenesses. So I'm giving you Old Testament, New Testament, New Testament, Old Testament, and I'm showing you that they match. And you may not get it this way, but you get it that way. You may not get it this way, but you got it that way. It's better to open rebuke somebody because you love them. Look, again. If anyone claims to be in the light but hates his brother, he's still in the darkness. Better is open rebuke, again, than secret love. Directly rebuke your neighbor. And people say, why? People hate rebuke. Well, you're doing it out of love of your heart to save their soul from burning in hell. You know, is this why we talk like this? Why are you arguing and fighting? Because I love this man or this woman and I'm trying to save them. Sometimes I'm trying to save this person from themselves. A lot of people, get it later. Some people on this channel, me and them had beef. We started out with beef. They hated my bloody guts for saying Jesus Christ is not Lord and Savior. And then it hit them later on. Bam, wait a minute. 2 and 2 equal 4. They didn't know that at first because they was deceived. And so now they understand that prophets come and prophets go, but we stay loyal to the Most High God. It's just like men may come and men may go, but the woman needs to stay loyal to her husband. Women may come and women may go, but men need to stay loyal to their wife. Things like that. And I'm not saying necessarily, but things like that. Proverbs 28:23. He that rebukes a man afterwards shall find more favor, and that's in God's eyesight, than he that flatters with the tongue. Both of them are saying the exact same thing. Right? Some people might come back and say, hey, brother, you saved me from that. I was at my lowest, and you saved me from that. Galatians 6:1. Brothers, if anyone is caught in a transgression, you who are spiritual should restore him to a spirit of gentleness. Every last one is saying the same thing. Keep watch on yourself, lest you too be tempted. So what is it saying? It's saying, this is how you love your brother. You stop your brother from doing it the wrong way. We don't say, well, that's on that nigga. If he want to go to hell, do you know how bad hell is? If people really understood how bad hell was, they would really love their brother. You would say, brother, I don't want you to go to that place. That place is horrible, and it ain't meant for anybody sane. It ain't even meant for people insane. That's a place that nobody can stand. That is true misery and loss. Let's keep going. James 4:17. Therefore to him that knows to do the right thing and do it not, to him it is sin. If you know to go help your brother out and you don't, and I'm telling you, every last one is saying the same thing, then it becomes sin to you. Look, another verse right off the top of my head. If you see a disaster coming and you don't warn your brothers or you don't warn the people, and then they die and they sin, then God said their blood is on your hands. All of it is saying the same thing. Just like as a man sow, he shall reap. Whatever a man put out shall return back to him. As you have done shall be done to you. You take into captivity, you go into captivity. It's all saying the same thing. The book is consistent with itself. The truth is in the book consistent. When you find something that's not consistent, then you know pretty much that might be a lie that was infiltrated in the book. And this is part of my duty, is to show people the truth in the book, because it makes sense and it settles in your heart quickly. You be like, wait, I'm not treating my brother right. Wait, I should forgive my brother. Well, the only way God is going to forgive me is I'll forgive them. Wow, you won. For the first time in your life, you won. You getting what God is saying. Give what you want. You earn your way into the kingdom. Let's keep it moving. Genesis 25:30. And Esau said to Jacob, and I'm going to say this beef that me and you, Darrell, have, and it ain't me having beef. He came and attacked me every time, as like I showed you in the videos. The first time he came and attacked me on tithing, do you know that video wasn't even about tithing? I just used it as an example. The video that I put out that had the tithing information in there wasn't he talking about, oh, Robson News is just greedy and he wants everybody's money and shit, and he mad because I'm fucking with his money. I could care fucking less. I really don't even give a shit about what he's saying. This was about Lex Will. And watch this. Me and Lex Will had some strong beef and we had words. Lex Will don't even remember. A long time ago, probably about 7-8 years ago, we had beef back then. He just don't remember me. Right? As we grew, we forgot. I didn't forget him though. And so in the future, we had beef again. And the beef was whether you could eat rat or not, in the time of need. And I'm proving to him, like by the Old Testament, how it all started out is we were free to eat anything we want to. That's in Genesis, right? The first book. That's in Genesis. And then it goes on to Deuteronomy, I believe, and everybody should look it up. Eat whatever the fuck you want to eat. It's right in the book. And then as we sinned against the Most High God and did things, now stipulations was put on us. See, we was in the garden. We didn't have to work for shit. We got everything for free. But since you sinned against the Most High, now you got to work by the sweat of your brow. Now you got to give birth in pain. Right? Exactly. So the things that you do have consequences, and that's what God is saying. And so does the dietary law. God made everything, and God said everything that he made was good. Ham or not ham, he made it good. Rat or not rat, everything he made was good. That's in Genesis 2, right? I'm just, some people on their level, oh, doctor, strict doctor, God are going to whip you. That's how their brain is. So if you judge God as a strict God, you're going to go through holy hell. I love God. God is a loving God. God is a fair God. God is a just God. It is us who are fucking up. It is not God. He never did anything unjust to you, the babies, anything else, the whole world. The whole world is getting what they deserve. Babies and all. Nothing is out of order, and you're going to find that out the more you study and grow in this religion. So, again, Lex Will said that, he had a hard time struggling paying his bills and a hard time putting food on the table or something like that. And I went to this channel and I said, if anybody want to help Lex Will out, you can. It may seem ironic as fuck, but you don't let a man starve to death. You knew he was hungry. You the enemy, nigga. You just got through talking about me. You a petty ass motherfucker. I don't give a damn if you just got through talking about me, my mama, and my dog, and my rat. Fuck it, you hungry, man. Come eat. And so that's what I was reading about. That's what I was talking about tithing about. You help people out. You give people what they deserve, says God. Genesis 25:30. Esau, who is what? The enemy of Jacob and Israel, said to Jacob, feed me. I pray to you. With that same red pottage, and he would, beggars is choosy. Is it beggars shouldn't be choosers? Yeah, beggars should ask for whatever the fuck you want. God said talk directly. For I am faint. I'm about to faint. I'm weak. Therefore was his name called Edom. Esau is Edom. Right? Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink. Jesus did say it ain't good for us to give the children's bread to the dogs, but he ended up giving it to her anyway. And it wasn't literal bread. It was knowledge. It was help. Right? So Jacob helped the enemy when he said he was hungry. Jesus helped the enemy when she said, "I need something for my daughter who has a demon on her." Right. Let's keep going. Deuteronomy 15:11. For the poor shall never cease out of the land. It's always gonna be people with their hand out. They ain't in need. The thing about these devil worshippers, they said let them die. Let God help them. If God don't help them, then they die. Survival of the fittest. Wait till they turn old and then talk that shit. Therefore I command thee, saying, you shall open thy hand wide. Who's saying this? God is giving this commandment. Open thy hand wide. Don't give a little, give a lot. Unto thy brother, to thy poor, and to the needy in the land. Listen carefully. You shall open your hand wide. Now, this is where Yuda Yasharel had a problem with me about. He don't want to give shit. I realized when I went back to the original video to see exactly what the problem was about, I realized that he had different accounts. And then he was contacting me in different accounts saying stupid shit. And then I addressed him very harshly because it was stupid. And this is why he said he drew the line. I didn't know why he said that until I went back and looked at that video. And so, again, thou shalt, I'm commanding you, open your hand wide. Give a lot to your, who first? Your brother. Watch this. The tithing is just apples and oranges and fruits and vegetables. How you gonna keep the lights on and keep the upkeep of the building with fruits and vegetables? You fucking moron. When God is directly saying, turn it into money. That's how you upkeep it. Some people, they just so ignorant to the poor and to the needy and in thy land. We're in your land. You in America, that's where you give. I'm giving to Thailand, brother. Ha. Watch this. Matthew 14:13. When Jesus heard of it, he departed thence by ship into a deserted place apart. And when the people had heard thereof, they followed him on foot out of the cities. People heard, okay, this guy heals, this guy gets rid of devils, I got this problem. This guy can fix my ailments because all ailments are demons. And Jesus went forth and saw a great multitude. Those were Gentiles, and was moved with compassion towards them. He healed their sick, and when it was evening, the Hebrew disciples came to him, saying, this is a desert place, and the time is now past. Send these people away. Right? What they say about the lady that he helped. Send her away. She annoying us. That they may go into the villages and buy them victuals. But Jesus said unto them, they don't need to leave. Give them something to eat. They don't need to leave. Give them something to eat. Maybe one or two of them might learn something to say, hey, look, these people helped. I'm going to help. And I told the story about myself and a Gentile white man. And so, just like I said, when I didn't know the book like I know now, I was young. I walked into, this is when they still had the arcades in the stores. I walked into a 7-Eleven. They had some video games, and I had these quarters in my pocket. I had some cash in my wallet. And I said, I'm going to buy me 2 of them big ass damn hot dogs. I forget the name of them. I'm going to put some of that melted cheese on them and some of that nasty ass chili and maybe some jalapenos and shit. I'm going to eat my hot dogs and drink a big ass Coke while I'm playing this game. And I saw some black dudes standing in front of the 7-Eleven, looking like they're going to rob somebody in my head at the time. And I was like, looking at them like, nigga, you bet not ask me for a damn dime. Right? And I was like really looking stern at them. Walked inside the store, bought my 2 hot dogs, bought me a big ass damn soda. Right? And then I start playing the arcade. A van pulled back. It pulled up and backed in. And I was like, holy shit. What this motherfucker finna do? He finna rob this bitch? And I'm right in this motherfucker. Should I leave now? That's what my brain was, And then this white dude hopped out. I'm like, he backed this motherfucker in. What he finna do? He finna start shooting this bitch up? And I'm thinking about heading towards the back and then locking that door, right? And so he opened up his van. He pulled out blankets. It was cold as fuck. He gave the guys on the corner a blanket. Sorry guys that you got to be out here in the cold. I'm like, huh? What the fuck is he doing? I was shocked. Sorry guys that you have to be out here in the cold like this. He said, man, you guys, he opened up the door to 7-Eleven. You guys come on in. Hey guys, coffee, hot chocolate, anything these guys want. These are my friends. Anything that they want, give it to them. It's on me. You guys get you something to drink and warm yourselves up. If you're hungry, get a little something to eat. I got it. I'm sorry. I wish I could give you guys a place to stay and stuff, but at least I can give you a blanket and warm you up. And I was sick. I was sick. And I said, I can't even treat my people like this. They my damn people, and I can't treat them like this. And that's why Jesus said, don't ask them to leave. Just give them something to eat. Have a fucking heart. Who'll get that? And the white man's actions help me. And I start looking at people who do things for people. I start loving people who love people. I start disliking people who dislike people. And that's how God is. John 7:24. Stop judging by outward appearances and start judging justly. So this last time when I was looking for a wife, true story, and I ended up getting back with my ex-wife. I thought that would never happen either. And so I was looking for a wife, and I was talking to this school teacher. She was a little short, light-skinned girl with a nice sized ass, and she looked beautiful. And then it was this woman who chose me. She was big and fluffy and had kids. Any man would say, well, you need to go after that little tenderoni over there, and screw this Chewbacca, right? But I have been through it with so many damn women that I said, no, I'm getting a woman that believes in the Most High God. And so I was on sites looking for women who believe in the Most High God, right? And I said, this time I'm going to do it right. They're going to believe, and I'm going to believe, and we're going to settle all our disputes by the book. That was my goal. And so I started talking to them. I had everything in common with this hot little honey. We both like painting and drawing, and we both like the same type of music, and we both looked like we was going in this. I mean, we made each other happy, it seemed. And then the other one, she was debating with me back and forth. The big one who had kids, right? She was debating with me back and forth on religion, trying to get it right. And so I didn't really have a liking to her because I was judging her by her outward appearance. Watch how God was. I ended up being with none of them, though. I ended up being with my ex-wife, but this is how God was. I said, I'm going to look up this woman said she had artwork, the school teacher. Let me check out her artwork online. I found her artwork online. And I was like, wow, she can draw and this and that and that. We do got a lot in common. We should get along just swell, not fine, swell. And so as I kept looking online, I saw her name pop up again. And this is back in the day. I'm talking about like 1995-ish, when the computer first came out, and I was looking up I'm talking about the part where we started having the internet. I don't know what time it is. It's like in the beginning, 1998, I don't know when the internet came out. They had internet, but it wasn't like the internet, You would have to know how to do it using DOS and all that other shit. Anyway, and hooking it up to a phone. Yeah. Yeah, them dial-up phones or the push-button phones at that time. It's been a long time, folks. So anyway, I found that what did I find? It was right when the internet came out, and it seemed like the internet had already been there because there was so much stuff on the internet, and I surfed it. I found that she was talking to this guy, right? And the guy was married to a woman, and she was the side chick. But me and her having vibes, right? That's what I thought. I thought we was like really getting along. We hitting it off. She was looking forward to me, and I was looking forward. That's what I thought. We were talking marriage. You know, we both believed in the same thing, and so I was good with her. You know, I was like, it's gonna be her. And then I found her talking to another guy. Anyway, the guy, and I ain't trying to make this long, but the guy was whooping her ass, and that's why she left him. And then he moved in with this. She couldn't have a baby. She didn't tell him that she couldn't have babies. I found out then. See how people have secrets and shit. You know, everything look good ain't good, and so we know the other one, the fat one, she can have babies. She already had three, right? And so anyway, long story short, I called her on the shit and she said, "Oh, my shit is up. I'm gone. I'm busted." She just said it like that. Heartless ass bitch. No wonder why he left her ass. And so I was judging by outward appearances, but start judging justly. What is just judging? Let's find out. Zechariah 7:9. Thus speaks the Lord of hosts, saying, execute true judgment, which is just judgment, by showing mercy and compassion every man to his brother. Every man to his brother. Who is my brother? Jew and Gentile, all who believe the Most High God, all who bless Israel and Israel bless them, or God bless them for blessing Israel. These are my brothers. All who submit their wills to the Most High God alone, brothers. And that's how I look at them. The color don't matter. Deuteronomy 22:1. If you see your brother's ox or sheep straying, you must not ignore it, but be sure to return it to your brother. So basically, if you see something, it's like a car rolling in the street now, or some potentially bad will happen to him, you're like, well, that's him. He gonna get a ticket because he didn't move his car from the street sweepers. You got to go knock on his door. You know the street sweeper coming, man. You got to move your car. You want me to move it for you? Right? Leviticus 25:17. You shall not therefore oppress one another, but thou shalt fear thy God, for I am the Lord your God. And then again, it's not talking about the enemies, because we are going to oppress the enemies naturally. You obeying God and loving God oppresses them because they're sinners, right? And them sinning and trying to put their sin off on you oppress you. So we naturally oppress each other. The enemies are our oppressors, says God, right? So we know he ain't talking about them. Everybody that look like you ain't you. Every brother is not a brother. Proverbs 14:31. Whoever oppresses the poor taunts their maker, but whoever is kind to the needy honors him. God loves you to give from your heart. God blesses that. Look, how can it be a balance system that you put something in bad and you get kicked in your ass bad, but you can't put nothing in good because you put something in good and you get nothing back in return? Then it's not a balance system. It's only God kicking your ass every time you make a mistake, and that's how people look at God. You should look at everything as increase, because what did God say? He give you increase for these good deeds. That's how you get more. You do good and God increases. Look, watch. Mercy. God is the most merciful of those who show mercy. So if you can show mercy, God can be more merciful than you, because God is better than you. God is higher than you. God is greater. God is the greatest, the greater than you. As Christ said, there is none greater than God. I am not greater. than God. Right? All this is written. Leviticus 25:43. Thou shalt not rule over your brother with rigor. Get out there, says Yudhishthira. I need all of y'all out in the field working, says Dow. Pastor Dow. Get out there with men, women, and children. I need this stuff done. I need these plants. You are working your people like the Egyptians with rigor. And God saying what? Hell to the nah with that. But shall fear thy God. Because you worked in with rigor, guess what? Somebody had to slave drive you. You're going to get it back. Zechariah 7:10. And oppress not the widow, or the fatherless, the stranger, nor the poor, and let none of you imagine evil against his brother in your heart. You know why? Because God going to punish you for that. However you imagine it happened to me. All of this happened to me. However you imagine an evil thought about your brother, that evil thought happens to you. I thought to take this guy's woman, right? And then my woman got took in the worst way, worse than I could ever imagine. And you know what came to my head? I thought to do that to him. And it came on me, you know. When I was trying to take his woman, this is how he must have felt, right? Because I was just straight bypassing him. You don't. It ain't survival of the fittest. I had to learn the balance system. I'm glad I did. You might be too. Job 34:33. Should it be according to your thoughts, God will recompense it. So, if you imagine that evil against your brother in your heart, God is going to recompense you for that, for your imagination. It ain't good to imagine, Barney. Who get that? Let none of you imagine the evil against your brother in your heart. Let's keep going with that. Deuteronomy 19:19. Then shall ye do unto him as he has thought to have done unto his brother. Again, if it be according to your thoughts, God will recompense it. He's going to pay you for that. If your thoughts are evil, your life is bad. Right? Just like he said about the Nephilim. Every imagination of the mind and the heart was continually on evil, and so he destroyed them. If your mind is not continually on God and good, you're going to get destroyed just like the Nephilim. Then shall you do unto him as he hath thought to have done unto his brother. Not that he actually did it, he wanted to do it. You want his girl, you want to screw her. You want her man, you want to screw him. Well, that's what's going to happen to your man. That's going to happen to your girl. As you have thought to have done to your brother, you lusted inside your heart. Well, that's what's going to happen to your family. You screwing yourself over by the way you think, people. That's why you always think good and do good. See no evil, speak no evil, think no evil, do no evil. So shalt thou put away evil from amongst you. Now, when you go to your brother, stop thinking evil things. Stop thinking evil thoughts about your brother or his wife. You are told, don't covet your neighbor's wife, donkey, right? Or anything else that belongs to your neighbor. Job 34:11. For the work of a man shall he render unto him. Balance system. Everything that you hear is balance system. You put it out there, it comes back on you. Boomerang effect, right? And cause every man to find according to his ways. You put out a little, that's why you broke. You don't care for the next man, that's why nobody love you. Thessalonians 3:15. Yet count him not as an enemy, but admonish him as a brother first, right? So you can save them. If they stuck and been on hell, then it's bye. 1 Thessalonians 15:14. And we urge you, brothers, to admonish the unruly, encourage the faint-hearted, help the weak, and be patient with everybody. And it says, for as much as lie in you, live peacefully with all men. God don't want no angry ass, jackass motherfuckers with him. People think because I'm hollering at these damn heathen that I'm angry. I'm hollering because I love them, right? I love them until they don't love themselves. When you don't love yourself and you bent on going ahead, enjoy your day, sir. Enjoy that fire too. Proverbs 9:9. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. That's what we find on this channel. A lot of people is increasing in knowledge and everything else because they're wise. Wise men don't know everything. We learn from each other. Psalms 92:6. A brutish man knoweth not. Who is a brutish man? Usually a Gentile. Neither does a fool understand this. So what I'm talking about right now, it makes no sense to them. What makes sense to them is go knock somebody in the head and take their dollars. Proverbs 10:18. He that hideth hatred with lying lips, and he that uttereth a slander is a damn fool. Proverbs 17:10. And reproof entered more into a wise man than 100 lashes on a fool's ass. Again, a reproof enters more into a wise man's heart than 100 lashes or stripes into a fool. You can beat a fool to fucking death and he's still gonna go out there and do the same shit. That's what it's saying. Proverbs 23, number 9, we end with it. Speak not in the ears of a fool, Yasharel, for he will despise the wisdom of your words. He will despise them. Why does the heathen rage? Because they hate all that is good. This is Rap the News.